Thank you, Vice President Briley, for your generous introduction. I wish also to express my thanks to the Bika family and the awards selection committee and President Anderson, who notified me of my selection. This award is especially meaningful to me because it's named for a giant in scientific research, technology commercialization, and R&D policy, Arthur M. Bika. I worked at the GE Hanford Laboratories in Richland, Washington from 1954 to 1964, when Guy Suits was director of the GE Research Laboratory. Although I didn't meet Dr. Bika during that time, I did sit next to him at a banquet shortly before his untimely death in 1981. We spent part of this dinner discussing the satisfaction of working in the space between discovery and application, where innovations are seeded, the value of learning by doing and studying successful leaders, and the satisfactions that can come from traversing several learning curves during a career. Our discussions encouraged me to continue my career directing R&D programs within the Bika Triangle at the confluence of industry, university, and government R&D. These partnerships have included advanced energy technologies, advanced materials for space and defense systems, computer integrated design and manufacturing, high-speed integrated circuits, high-temperature superconductors, and policy research and development. My 37-year membership in the NEE has greatly reinforced my career path by offering many learning curves. It enabled me to serve on 4 NRC boards, chair of the National Materials Advisory Board, and the Commission for Engineering and Technical Systems, and also to participate in 20 funded studies. Friendships and working relationships I've had with members of the 3 academies have been a great value to me throughout my career. Since the Rust Belt contraction in the 1960s and 70s, there have been major developments within the Bika Triangle. For example, industries have increasingly located technology development centers and subsidiaries near universities and government labs, both in the US and abroad, to facilitate R&D partnerships and enhance customer relationships. Some government-funded research centers at leading universities now involve multiple collaborating universities and foreign investigators. An increasing number of peer-reviewed journal publications by US researchers are co-authored by international collaborators. Research universities now not only operate research parks, but also innovation centers and foundries for their students to fast prototype their innovations with computer integrated modeling and additive manufacturing. A few leading research universities now can spawn up to 100 new startups per year. And some universities have established faculty and student exchanges with universities abroad in innovation and entrepreneurship. The partnership between MIT and Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology near Moscow is a prime example. These developments and many more have substantially contributed to compressing the transition time from discovery to market to about half or less of what it was 50 years ago. Arthur Bika, who was a steadfast champion of building the nation's economy through the convergence of R&D and the Bika Triangle, would have been delighted with these outcomes. In closing, I wish to thank the nominators and supporters for my award. My nominator was Norm Augustine, former CEO and chair of Lockheed Martin. My supporters included Craig Barrett, retired CEO and chair of Intel Corporation, Franz Cordova, president emerita of Purdue University and former director of the NSF, Ed Crowley, Ford professor of engineering at MIT and founding president of the Skolkovo Institute of Science and Technology, Richard Meserve, senior counsel, Covington and Burling, LLP, former chairman of the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and president emeritus of the Carnegie Institute for Science. Rashtamerjan, former acting director and chief scientist of the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and Henry Yang, chancellor of the University of California at Santa Barbara. My gratitude to these great leaders and admiration for their impacts on our nation's research and development base runs deep. I want to give special thanks to John Grundy of Purdue's College of Engineering, who provided my nominator and supporters with needed information. And to all NAE members, I give special thanks for this wonderful award. Thank you.